Joe Cross is here, and we are back on Cozy Cove. Excuse me, not Cozy Coves, Cozy Cove, Coco Key. And I am working on finishing this island. This is part one of two parts of the last couple videos here. So that just means this is going to be the outdoors, and the next video will probably be all the indoors that I get done on this island. I'm filling in all these little spots here that just have nothing. I'm going to try to finish the museum today. We're going to try to fill in all the little blank areas on the island just to make it look more resorty and such. Put flowers in, stuff like that. So, you know, I put some shell items in between, tried to get some items that had a little light, you know, to shed on the situation, stuff like that. So that is basically what is happening here. So I'm gonna try to clip around just so you get bits and pieces of each thing and you're not having to watch the whole thing. And I'll do a little speedier parts in the middle where, you know, we're working, but I'll just kind of tell you what we're doing. I forgot that Wheatfield existed for a while, and then here I am discovering it. It's coming back. So Wheatfield will be in here a lot. There's just this island I'm calling like filler island, honestly, because as much as I'd like to say that I had all these original ideas and stuff, I did not. And I kind of got to the point at this stage where I was a little bit burned out on the resort, just because there was so much of the same thing going down, you know, to give it that tropical look and stuff. So anyway, it's not it's a beautiful island, do not get me wrong, but it's just got a little tiring doing the same thing over and over again. So that's just why I think it burned me out a little bit. Also, I realized I probably don't do the best with like challenges where I'm required to do certain builds and stuff. So I think in the future I probably will opt out of those most of the time, just because I really like to have the freedom to change it up and do what I want to do. And although this was a really cool like challenge and stuff, and I appreciate it so much, I probably, you know, won't do another one, you know, just for me. It's just, unfortunately, I'm a little bit rebellious. So when I'm forced to do something, I tend to like start to not really like enjoy it, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, not that she's like, hey, you have to do this. It's just that I'm a little bit like, oh God, I need to fluctuate from here. Not sure what I would have done anyways. I mean, most of the rest of this island turned out to be what I wanted it to be, but yeah, whatever. It is what it is. I am putting in a little pool here. So, cause you know, the resort that I was on at the Bahamas had multiple pools. So I'm trying not to show you like every single minute of everything. I just wanted to show you that what I was up to. But I put this pool in here, and I'm putting the decking like all around it, and we're gonna put in some lounge chairs and stuff. You're gonna see a lot of lounge chairs around this island. Like I said, I kind of did this sort of as akin to the Bahamas where we were, and everywhere you looked there were places to, you know, lounge. There were different pools, different, you know, collected areas where you could just hang out and stuff. So I'm just kind of filling in all the blank spots behind so that it looks a little prettier, and trying to add in, you know, some flowers and things like that. So that's what's going in back here. And then I will go ahead and put a lot of the poolside lounges in, so that people have a place to sit by the pool, and you know, the lazy river is running in through here. And I also wanted this island to look really lush and full and pretty with lots of flowers and stuff. That actually was something I noticed about the resort I was at, is that they did a really good job of making sure the campus was gorgeous and had things to look at like everywhere you went. I also was trying to use some of these bug models here and there, just more to just kind of, you know, you're in a different area than where you normally would live, and so I figured you'd find some of these crazy things. Where I was, they had a lot of aquatic exhibits and stuff. So anyways, and then we're gonna go ahead and speed through, you know, some more of this. So I just wanted to speed it up so you're not having to watch every single thing minute by minute, you know. I also put in my beginning of the game music in because I just love that, and that's what I use for my filler now. So in case you're wondering what is that music in the background, that is what I did. I saved that. So over here is where we're going to go ahead and put in all the lounge chairs and stuff. I also wanted to put in some music by the pool side, so I found the shell speaker and put that over here. Different color, of course, but yeah. We've got to have our music that, you know, KK has for the island, because that Caribbean sound, you know, it's gorgeous and fun, and you know, you got to have it. So anyways, and then I'm just going to definitely put down like lots of flowers, lots of bushes, things like that. If you guys have not subscribed to this channel by now, if you wouldn't mind doing that, that would be awesome. I would really love to have you as part of my little family, and that way also you can get notified if you, you know, press for notifications, that you can see that there's new videos from me or that I'm streaming or whatever. We have a really great community here, and everyone is just lovely, and I'm really appreciative of all the wonderful people that are in the community, but there's always room for more. And so if you guys wanted to, you know, come over and join up, that would be wonderful. I would love to have you. And also, if you wouldn't mind giving the video a like, that also helps the channel just to be seen a little more and things like that. We are trying to get to the 2,000 mark on our channel. We're like in the high 1500 range, which is awesome, and I'm just so grateful for everyone. But you know, always striving for more to try to just you know, progress as much as we can. Here I'm going to go ahead and put down a little bit of code to just show more of the water code back here, because it's really gorgeous and I love it. And so we're going to go ahead and put that pathing down so that it, you know, just shows it's kind of spread all around the island and make it look pretty. And also it is a very good space filler. So if you guys are looking for something to fill in space where you just don't really have the best ideas at the moment or whatever. And this island, you know, I started to run out of like different build things that we could do, and I still had quite a few ahead that I had to do. So I'm also not sure that I'm going to actually do the interiors of the villagers' homes. I thought I would, but then as I'm going along and getting a little bit burned out, I think I'm just going to work on my house, being the hotel check-in area, and then I may do a couple of villager homes. It just depends on how I feel, but I'll probably do them offline. And so the next video you will see from me will just be a tour of this island. So this is basically the last one that you're going to see where I've, you know, shown you the process. The rest of the interior stuff I'm probably just going to do offline. That way I don't have to worry about that sort of thing, and that we can get that that finished. So anyways, and plus I want to spend a little bit of time with my hubby because he actually gets left out a lot, and so I figure if I do this out in, you know, our living area or something where he's hanging out, then at least I'm a part of, and we can be conversing and stuff instead of me being closed in this room in the evening time, you know, things like that. So anyways, but that's what's gonna happen, I guess, on the end of this video. So but just speed ran this part here so you didn't have to watch every single thing, but also to show you what I did do, in case you're interested. I know some people do like to see the full process, but don't necessarily want to watch it in normal speed. But I enjoy it when people do speed builds but still talk to me. So I'm trying to do that here. I try to make videos of things that I would want to watch as well. So hopefully that comes across when you watch a video from me, is that this is also things that I would be interested in watching. And so that's usually, if you see anything from me that I've done, I'm trying to make it in a way that I would like as well. So, you know, I don't want to be a hypocrite here and do something that I wouldn't want to watch myself. So, I'm just kind of cruising around to see what else I have left and any empty gaps and stuff. And I noticed here, it needed a few things. So, but I went ahead and did a few things over there, and then on this side, and then I'm starting the poolside bed, putting those in. I don't want that on the edge. And then I'm going to go ahead and put I think I'm going to put 3 or 4 across, you know, just a bunch. I'm not standing in the best of places either here. And I want them to be even and have the same gaps and, you know, stuff like that. This game is not very good at getting things to be super even, so I had to kind of make sure everything would fit in first and look decent. Oh, and that was actually perfect where it was. These rattan tables are not going to go evenly, though. I can tell just by looking at it. So we're going to put one, you know, just beside a couple of them, and then we'll put our drinks on top of those, and that'll be good to go. So but yeah, that is the main thing I think you see a lot at the resorts, is the people are, you know, on their lounges, hanging out in the sunny areas, and then they always have, you know, people always are having a drink or something fun to sip on, some snacks, things like that. That is the wrong way. I want it to go the other way over here so that it's facing the pool, you know, kind of like in real life, we would all have our chaises facing the pool, I would think. So I'm trying to make this kind of true to life. And if you're wondering, like, how do I have all this stuff in my pockets and it stays there, I have a spicy switch. So it just renews itself for me. It's like a dream, just FYI. So if you do see that, that's what's going on. And so yeah, that's how I'm able to keep everything replenished without having to keep doing it over and over again. I did not mean to lay down, but every single time I feel like that seems to happen on every video or everything I do. So it's okay. Anyway, just evening these out so they're kind of in pairs, and then I'm gonna kind of leave just a little gap in the middle. No, not that way. Nope. I'm gonna have to push that back over so those are even too, and then I'll just leave a little gap in the middle. And I think I'm going to eventually, I will put a little slide right there, but I haven't quite got there yet. I don't have one with me, I don't think, or if I do, I'm probably gonna forget about it for a hot minute. Also, I think these rattan tables are the wrong color, but I don't believe I realized that at any point in time, and they just stay this way. So they're not going to match the rest of the island colors of the rattan, but whatever, it's fine. It's no big deal. There's a little bit of empty space back here, it's fine. I'm trying to get in touch with having some empty space where you can just kind of walk around. Yeah, so, but I thought I would put a couple of like lamps back here between each one just to have lighting in case you were here, you know, when it was dark or whatever, then you would absolutely be able to be there and no problemo. I hate that you can't see behind this building, which is kind of a bummer, but it's fine. It's just fine. It's just that it's trying to maneuver it so that it goes where I want it to go is fun because you can't see. You can't see. Yeah, but we get it. We get it eventually. It's always the game of maneuvering things, right? So yeah. All right, so that looks pretty good, I think, over there. And so now we're gonna probably just take a little tour of this area. And yeah, this is our little pool area. I think it's pretty good. We still need our little slide to go in here. So, but I'll come back for that probably in a minute. Oh, I need a little beach ball in the middle of here because I don't have any pools that have, I didn't put any beach balls in my other pool, so definitely need one down here. So yeah, very cute. This is the kiddie pool, I guess. I don't know. By the lazy river, you know. All right, and then now I am up by the houses that are in between the lazy river. I thought these would be where you rent your inner tubes, your inflatables. You come grab your stuff. You can grab a little snorkel if you want to go swimming, things like that. So I'm putting down a few booths where you can pick up some things, and then I'm going to lay out like a bunch of inflatables. I'm going to lay out some towels, things like that, things that you would find that you want to collect to use while you're out lounging around or getting on the lazy river and things like that. So that is what we're doing over here. And so yeah, so, and then I'm kind of also trying to figure out where to put things, extra things that might go in here. So that's part of what we're doing too, is just kind of figuring out what would go in here, what would be good things to do. So I thought the beach balls would be fun just because, you know, you want to play with those in the pool. And then I originally was going to put some shell items and stuff in there, and then I ended up going back and finding some other stuff. And then I'm putting the inflatables out because this is where the villagers can come and rent their inflatables to go on the lazy river. And so that is what this is all about. And I figured, you know, give them, you know, a couple of the colors, and then we'll put some towels in front of those so they could, you know, get a towel. And then on this other side, I'm going to put the big inflatables. They're the like bed and figuring they're like a little, you know, like a little raft kind of thing that you can get. So you got to have variety, right? You got to have variety. But anyway, I just wanted to have those out here so that we had choices. And then I was trying to put the arch out just to add, you know, a little different look to this area here. And wanted to just add, because I saw Crispy put it on there and it looked so cute. And so I thought I wanted to add that to this area just to make it have a little more interest. So I went ahead and put, I need to go over there, yeah. Put the arch down. And then the front of the house was looking a little boring, and we're supposed to have some shell items out in front for the resort. So I thought I'll go ahead and throw some shell items out here, and maybe some lights just to make it look cute. Some of these little festival items, you know, because they're adorable. And I don't use them enough. I don't have islands that they really work in. So they're definitely something. But here's the towels. I'm going to go ahead and lay those out, and they'll fit perfectly with the inflatables. So we'll have 3 of them over there. I thought they could be kind of having some of these little wetsuits here for them to grab if they want to wear a wetsuit or, you know, buy a bathing suit or whatever. So I threw a few of those out front. And then I'm going to put some goggles out here so that the kids or the adults could have goggles that they could grab. But honestly, most of this is going to stay kind of open and walkable. So that is really my goal for this part, you know, this island. I already have a bunch of scooch core kind of areas, but you can still get around okay, like easier than normal. So yeah, there's the shell thing. I was taking that out. So I think this works out pretty good. So we'll go ahead and throw the rest of our little snorkel gear in here. But pretty much that's all this little area is these two are just manning the rentals and, you know, making sure that everybody is safe in the lazy river kind of thing. So I didn't want to get too crazy. I'm probably not going to do the inside of their homes like a store or anything. So if you do come to the island, if it is done, which I still haven't decided if I'm going to do the inside of the houses yet, but they'll be on my free time. If I do them, they will be made to live in, not really as stores, at least not those, you know, the rest of them here. Just the ones that are already stores were the only ones that were going to be. So, and I think I did, who did I do? I did O'Hare, his house, and then I can't remember if I did Bud and Shep. But if I didn't, I'll probably try to do theirs too. But we'll see. If I get ambitious over the next week here, because that's when I want to get this island completely done. And then if I get ambitious, they'll get done. And then you guys can tour the whole island with me next Monday. So next Monday will be the finale, the tour of the island, the I'm all done. And yeah, so we're going to push to that. And so hopefully you guys, you know, enjoy seeing that. I don't know. A lot of people are doing resort islands right now, and a lot of them are going to have a lot of similar things and a lot of similar codes and things. So I guess it's just a matter of, you know, checking them all out and enjoying them and seeing, you know, how all the summer resorts came out. Stacy with Crossing Maniac has this challenge, and if you go to her channel, I think she might be touring them as they come in. I'm not entirely positive as to how she's working that, but I'm pretty sure that's what her plan was. And then I mean, it is a challenge, so I think she's going to choose a winner, but I don't really mind either way on that. It's just for fun in my eyes, and it was something to do, and it gave me a good idea. And so honestly, I mean, Crispy's gonna win anyway, so it doesn't matter. Everybody knows, okay? Actually, I don't know. I haven't seen any of the other islands, but I have seen Crispy's in progress. Ooh, Chrissy with Cosmos Crossing. Actually, she has a really cute island too. She could be a contender. I have not been able to see Stacy's coming together yet. But I don't know if she's in the competition or just judging it. I know she's doing it, but I don't know if she's judging it. But anyways, I'm not in the know. Because unfortunately, she does a lot of stuff in the evening time when I'm unavailable. So I'm not able to get to her streams as often as I would like to. So anyway, but hopefully you guys know what's going on and all that. But anyway, then I'm just throwing in some more stuff down here to make it look a little more tropical, a little more fun, a little more bright. This is, gosh, what is her name? Bangle's house up here. And what I made Bangle in charge of is the rentals for all the cabanas. So all these little sunbathing cabanas, there's going to be a ton on this island because that's my idea of a resort. And every resort I've ever been to has had a ton of these little spaces where you can sunbathe, and you can rent these little cabanas, and you can rent the little poolside chaises and all that kind of stuff. So that was my idea here. And then as I'm doing this, I noticed that those beds over there were blue, and at the time I liked that, but now I'm thinking the just cream color one works a little better. And also I noticed that the rattan tables, this is where I figured out they were the wrong color, so I switched them out. And then I switched the beds out because I didn't want the blue ones. So anyways, relatively easy enough as long as I got them in the right place and had them, you know, in my pockets and stuff. So that is the nice thing about the Spicy, is it's so much easier. Everything is self-populating, basically. It comes back every time you use it, and so it makes it a lot easier. So yeah, I'm cheating. I'm a cheating machine. And I also decided, you know, everybody has these little juices out front. Plus I wanted to put some shell items because I'm trying to stay in the challenge. So I used the shell partition and the shell light on either side, you know, just to give it some of that festivity. And then here I decided to make a little juice bar kind of thing so that the villagers can come and grab their juices and stuff. So anyways, there's that. So that's what those are all about. So anyways, and once so I figured you needed a place for the villagers to come and grab their juices, and not just the tiki bar, because that's more adult beverages, I would say, you know. So however, you can get whatever at those bars too, but I'm just saying, you know, this isn't a bar. This is safe for all, I should say. But I do like how it turned out. I also did this one in the back, so there's plenty of rentals for everyone to get involved with. And then this area behind, I moved the museum over to the left of resident services, underneath all the little bungalow houses and the pool area up there. And now I decided behind it I was going to put a big Brachiosaurus, and then as I was doing this I thought, well, 2 Brachiosauruses would be better than 1. So I will throw one down. I'm going to go take a look, see how it looks, make sure you can at least kind of see it from a distance, because you really can't see it that well, but look at it popping up there. It's kind of cool. And then I'm going to go back and I want to cover the front of the museum. And then after this is when I decided I think I need another Brachiosaurus back there. But I decided to put these little tiki huts in front of this to kind of mask the front of the museum. So anyways, that's why I'm doing this. I want it to look tropical, and the museum does not look at all tropical. So I figured this is one way of doing it here. So throwing this stuff down and then just doing my fillers in here and trying to make sure that everything, you know, looks good and full and luscious and all that. And I'm remembering to stunt my trees. I don't think I forgot any on this island, which is a miracle. I am curious as to how many of you are doing summer resorts and how they're going. Are you guys enjoying it still, or are you guys ready to move on to fall? I am 2 seconds away from deciding to just throw this island in the trash because I want to do a fall island. Not because I hate it or anything, but just because I'm done with summer. You know, it's been hot and the heat is, you know, kind of gets to you after a while. So it's kind of like, oh, I just want to be in fall weather with fall everything and enjoy that, you know what I mean? So anyways, but it's okay. It's all good. I get that way every summer. I don't know if you guys get that way too, but like when summer's almost done and like we've been through it and we're like kind of just trudging through the last months of the dryness and the heat, don't you kind of feel like you're like, okay, I'm just totally done with summer and anything to do with summer, and bring on the pumpkin spice. That's me. Here's where I decided to put another Brachiosaurus back here. I like the way 2 of them look together, you know, like they're in a little family. I true to kind of life for them, I think they actually did travel in herds. Isn't that what they said in Jurassic Park? Because, you know, it was like a true story. Just kidding. I know it wasn't. But honestly, they did say that in that, so that's what makes me remember that or think that. But anyways, yeah, so I decided to put 2 back there. I don't know if you'll even be able to see them really, but I know they're there. I say that a lot. I do a lot of things that if I know it's there, then it just makes me happy and I'm done, you know? So, I don't know. But, look at Sylvana just over here being cute. She's just hanging out in my area, lingering around. Just, kind of, you know, I filled in all those flowers and stuff, put down some shells, just to kind of put something in the front because I didn't want to do all the same thing, but I still want to kind of mask the front and, you know, make it so that you have to kind of go around or whatever. But you could go through those too if you get stuck. So that's a good thing. Hopefully that looks good enough for you guys. I don't, you know, I don't expect greatness. Now I'm fast speeding the beach here. We're on a speed run of all the beaches. So I put a little seating area down here by the lighthouse. I'm probably going to do the same thing on the other end of the island. And I'm literally just going from one end to the other, slapping stuff down. Stacy said that the beaches don't have to be totally decorated. So I'm just doing my best. If I run out of things or whatever, then, you know, I'll go ahead and just leave whatever's left over if I just can't do it. But I'm trying. I really am trying to get this island complete and looking good so that, you know, when you walk around, you really kind of got a lot of eye candy. Because I love it when people do their beaches. I hate doing them. But I love going to islands that have their beaches done. It just makes me so happy. So I figured, you know, I'll try. And she did say something has to be on the beaches. Not fully decorated, but just like something. So I'm just doing my best. There's just going to probably be a lot of those little bungalows and stuff like that. So, you know, it's that kind of thing. So, but I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. I think it's pretty good. I'm glad that it's like almost done with the island part. And then I just have bits and pieces, you know. I always love when I get to that part where I'm kind of like, okay, I'm done. I can take a breather for a second, you know, get my second wind kind of thing. But I feel like it's coming into August. I definitely need to start thinking about my fall island because it's probably going to take me a good couple of months. So I definitely want to start it before beginning of September. So if I can get this island done, you know, and toured by next week, then the following week we will start on my fall island. And then we're going to go to my Japanese island on Wednesdays. It's also coming close to being done. Well, not really, but I'm going to do a lot of things offline probably on it. And as far as the filler stuff goes, and then I'll just do a few more of the like city and neighborhood builds and then probably call it a day on that. I'm gonna hopefully get done with that island by the end of August. And then what we're gonna do is we're going to have just two islands. One will be the fall island and one will be my forever island on Fridays. So Monday, Wednesdays will go to being just the fall island, and then on Fridays will be forever Fridays always. So I think that's what I'm going to do going forward. This having two islands at the same time and all that, it's a little bit of a burnout city. So not saying I'm burned out. I love Animal Crossing. I will never not love it. but it is definitely one of those things that if you're doing too much at once and you put a lot of pressure on yourself, then it gets to be a bit much. So yeah, so anyway, I definitely need to learn how to you know, take care of myself, and I tell everybody to like quit things if they're not making them happy and stuff. And I don't want to quit it, but I also don't want to burn myself out. So instead of quitting, I'm going to finish these couple that I have, and then from then on, I'm going to try to, oh God, I just hit myself. I'm going to try to just learn from it and move on. So anyway, but yeah. I know Kaylee Games is doing a 30-day challenge island right now, which is awesome, with no online and everything. I so want to join into that. I don't know if anybody else is going to join. Let me know if you are. I'd like to know. Or if you're even interested. But I thought about doing that challenge, but then that would have to be on top of my fall island, because I'm not doing my fall island without spiciness. No. Because there's no way without Treasure Island or something that I would get everything I need for that island. So anyways, and plus my video islands, I, you know, usually don't do too many of these challenges. So anyway, I'm just making sure that there's like little small places to sit, some flowers, some trees, things like that. Each little section I come to, I'm kind of just, you know, looking to see what I can fit in here, and then kind of going from there. And this section looked like a great place to put some of these little beds, so I thought, okay, we'll throw a couple of these down. So we've got some little places here. As we go down further, I'm going to put like on the huger part of the beach, I'm going to put a huge like bungalow section with these again, so that, you know, kind of where Bengal rents her things, you can rent out by the beach, you can rent up higher, you know, kind of like in real life when you spend more money, you can rent it in a better location. So anyway, that is all going to be run by Bengal, so that'll be good. Yeah, so anyways, but then I came to the campsite. I am not doing anything real special here. I thought I'll put a couple of little barriers along the back so that when it is torn down, you can kind of see that. When it's up, you won't. But otherwise, I'm going to put stuff in front of it, so it'll kind of be like a little hidden tent back here. And then in front of that, we're going to start, you know, putting in those big, oh, not over here. Over here, I'm still going to put a little bungalow area, but, you know, it's not necessarily meant to be the campsite area. It's just another little bungalow area. So, yeah, but this is the best I thought I could do for the filler on these areas and stuff. And like I said, it's just kind of, it got to the point where I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting to be done. Like in my head, I'm kind of like, oh Lord, I need to finish this before I go a little bit nuts. So anyway, that's why I kind of sped through this. So I hope it doesn't take away from the island, because I think it still turned out really pretty and cute. It's just, you know, like I said, it was to the point where it needed to be finished. So I will do my best to like make it look a little more, I was going to try the thing here, but it wouldn't fit evenly in between. It kept going weird. So I had to just give up on it. I think I'd try one more time, and it's like not centered because hello, Nintendo's mean. So anyway, I just gave up. So I thought, okay, chair it is. And we're just alternating them. I like to put either 2 together or 3s and 4s. You know, 2 3s and 4s. But there are places where there might even be more. It just depends on, you know, what we have to work with. So, yeah. And then what did I was like, okay, I could probably put a whole nother one in here. So I do. Because, you know, we gotta fill in all the spaces. So, but I do love how these look. Like, it's really cute. I use these a lot on my Japanese island too. They're kind of cool, and they help make it look a little more, I don't know, just a little more full, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, it worked out pretty good to fill in this whole space down here. And as I said, I'm going to be doing it again over here on the other side. You can't really walk on the edge over here because it's too close to the water. So when or if you decide to come tour this, well, there you have it. It's one of those things. I'm enjoying the colors in this island though. I don't know about you guys, but I love all the color. It's so pretty. I had some other questions for y'all. So I think I was asking you guys before, and a lot of you were saying do a fall island, but with a little bit of Halloween sprinkled in. Do you guys like or prefer happy Halloween or scary Halloween? What is your preference? I'm also curious about that. I feel like this game doesn't really have scary Halloween in it, but codes and things can make things more scary, you know what I mean? So that's something that could be put into the forest, you know. But I generally myself kind of prefer happy Halloween and happy things, and they make me happier. But yeah, I'm just sprinkling in some wheat field back here because I forgot to use it along the way, and I'm like, oh, everything's looking a little like it needs something. So I'm just kind of putting some of that in as filler because I forgot to do it. So anyways, yeah, you're just kind of seeing me cruise on through this little section and trying to finish up all the little details outside. But once this beach stuff is done, this island is outside done. So the only thing I can think of that I did not do is in front of Able Sisters. I did not put anything inside of the little stands, like when you saw me put those stands out there. They're empty. They're kind of sideways. You can't really see anything in them anyways, but I might just go and like throw a few things up in there, and then I'll go and, you know, just fill in the rest of the little areas that I might have missed. But here's the big span in front here, and this is the part that is just kind of narrow and easier. I was just kind of looking to see what I have left. Every rock needs a lighthouse, right? I'm just kidding, but anyways, it does. This whole span here, because it's by the yacht club, I am going to make it like a fishing area, and then this area out in front of this spot, I'm gonna be more of the rented bungalow area. So anyway, yeah, and these needed flowers and something, because I noticed it looked rather blank up here. So I'm definitely, you know, just finding little spots that need filler and help along the way. But yeah, this whole big area out front is definitely going to be more bungalows and stuff. So I'm getting going on this. We're gonna go ahead. It's gonna be the same exact thing you've pretty much been seeing. So yeah, I'll just show it to you when it's done. All right. So this is the area that it kind of turned out to be. Again, just all the little bungalows, and you know, just making it look cute and inviting. And of course, I'm gonna trap myself. I gotta move this. Trap myself in there for a minute. You can't walk through on the beach on this part, which is kind of annoying, but that's okay. Anyway, but that whole span, I just made it little bungalows again, because, you know, who doesn't like that? It's super cute. And then I'm just noticing here where it looks a little blank. This is all gonna be a little yacht area. So more fishing than anything else, because the restaurant behind it definitely needs some fish and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and put this pathing down, and I will come back when all the pathing is in. There it is. And now we're going to slap down some of these yachts again, just to get some of these sitting out here ready to go, you know, ready to go fishing. And then we're going to go ahead and put a big old lighthouse out here. I'm not ever going to go to an island at all. So, and I will probably put some seating out there and stuff too, and just, you know, fill it in so there's something there. Yeah, so anyways, but I wanted to put a lot of things out here that just really look like it's active, you know, busy, active fishing area. So that's the whole point of that for sure. Also, you know, there's always seating out on the docks, I feel like, so I wanted to put a few benches out here too, just give these fishermen some places to sit. And I thought, while I'm at it, let me put some of the seating out on the dock. I love those little turtle codes out there, by the way, where you can, looks like you've got some fish and stuff that you can view underneath. Super cute. And then I went ahead and just threw some fishing crates and, you know, just this is the kind of stuff you would find fishermen using, basically. It's not very creative, but it is, you know, getting the idea across, and you know that they're unloading their boats and we're getting some fish for the restaurant and stuff like that. So, okay, I didn't like the order of this one. We got to push this back. It's kind of bigger. I forgot how big it was until I put it down, and I was like, oh, that's huge. Anyways, but it's going pretty good here. I think for the most part, resorts aren't going to really, you're not going to see this, but if you go out to like the dock areas outside of these different resorts and stuff, you will definitely see it. So, for sure. And then I had to put some real fish out here. I got the Napoleon and the blowfish. I just picked some that like first came up when I typed in fish. Those happen to be the ones. So I was like, okay, well, those are the ones that we're catching. I don't even know if you eat Napoleon fish. Probably not. But whatever. It's all good. It's no big thing. Alright. That looks pretty good. We're going to leave the seating kind of open so that people can come and sit. And I want it to be walkable along the dock so that, you know, if people were trying to move things in and out or whatever, that you could definitely get around in here like a regular dock would be. So anyways, yeah. And then we're just going to continue on down the beach after this. I want to plant a few more trees, and can't forget to stump my tree because in past videos I have forgotten that almost every single time. So that's a thing. And then we got to put a few flowers because it is tropical. It is my island. Got to put some of my little crabbies because they're adorable. I love the little crabs. I don't know about y'all, but I think those things are so cute. But yeah. And we got to keep the colors going. You know, those sorts of things. So it's pretty adorable. I love the little crabbies. They're nice. I was glad I picked up that code. I didn't use it much, but I used it a bit, you know. Put a little fishing pole out here. You can fish off the dock. And then we'll just finish up this last portion. It's really not that much left, so we're just gonna put a lot of trees and probably some wheat field up this way. It's a little more natural part of the island. You know, just to get up this direction. Because I ran out of ideas, to be entirely honest. So we're just going to fill in with a little bit of wheat field and stuff. And if I happen to see other things, then, you know, we'll throw that out there too. But anyway, I'm going to head up here and do the same thing up this direction. So yeah, this is where I got kind of tired of doing the beaches, and I was like, okay, we're gonna just stop here. I do want to make this little rock match the other rock, so I think that's good. But, you know, I made it a little tiny bit different, a little more seating and stuff like that. So now it's because it's not centered. I was like, no, that has to be centered. Has to be centered because it'll drive me nuts if it's not. Is there anybody else like that? It drives me nuts. Oh shoot. There we go. Alright, here comes the wheat field, y'all. You're gonna see a lot of wheat field. A lot of wheat field. Faux show. Yep. Pretty much all wheat field. Wheat field and trees, and wheat field and trees. And yeah, I know it's a little bit boring. I apologize. But I was losing steam at this point. Maybe I'll throw some more things in if I get the feeling to do so when I'm back checking on the island when I do the interiors. But I doubt it. I really doubt it. That's your ASMR for this video right now. I hate ASMR. At least I hate the whispering ASMR. You guys know that because every time Kaylee does it in there, I want to stab my eyes out and my ears out. And so yeah. Yeah, there's that. Alright, and then I find little holes along the way. So I'm like, okay, these little holes need color because they're looking a little bit boring at this point. So I'm just trying to get the color onto the island as well, you know what I mean? But yeah, you're witnessing the final push, the final go, if you will. And I also really like wheat field up on the rocks. Why? I don't know, but it makes me happy. I think it looks really cool coming out of the rock. Like, why is this wheat field here? It looks like wild grass or something, I don't know. But I kind of like it. So, oh, that was weird. Okay, I didn't want it there, but whatever. I'll just throw it. There is room. Darn thing. Every time it tells me there's no room for something, I'm cursing it from the interiors of my bones. But anyway, I'm not going to tour all the areas that I did today. I really appreciate you watching. If you have not become a subscriber to my channel, if you wouldn't mind doing that, I would love that. And also, if you would give this video a like, I would really appreciate it. Share it if you wish. Also, I do have memberships if anybody's interested in that for during stream. We have a lot of fun there, and I also do early releases of videos to my members, and there's more things to come. And we also have a members only island coming as well, which might do its own stream. But anyway, I love you guys. Take care. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you next week on stream on Tuesday. All right, bye.